ponytail, but he did have a mullet, so I guess I'm half as white trash as him. And I'm going bald, so I don't know what that means, but it's not good, not good genes. But folks, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but I did not have a great Black History Month. Not good, because someone surprised me the first week. They're like, Tim, who's your favorite black person? And it freaked me out. I froze. I said, Rachel Dolezal, you know? If you don't know her, that was that transracial woman, right? She pretended to be black for a while. Not a good favorite black, probably not a good favorite person at all, if you ask me. But you know, to give her, I don't think we give her enough credit, though, if you ask me, because I don't think what she did was technically blackface. With that complexion, it was more like light-skinned face, if you ask me, you know? Very high yellow. I don't think a room full of white people is going to get that joke. All right. But more important point, though, is that if you can pretend to be black for so long and so well that you actually climb the ladder and become a chapter president of the NAACP? Come on! You know, let's give credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? That deserves an award, right? I mean, maybe not an Oscar, but at least a BET, right? All right, I think you're vibing with me. All right, here we go. If you're anything like me, do you ever see one of those old guys with the veteran's hat on, and you can't help but think, yeah, but what have you done for me lately? All right, we get it. You're a war hero, all right? But you know, no one has ever showed up to a job interview wearing their high school varsity jacket. You know what I mean? It's a little tacky, little tacky. Stop living in the past, old man. You know what I mean? Hey, they say join the army and you get an education. I say, of course they give you an education, because if you already had one, you wouldn't have joined in the first place, moron. Am I right? Am I right? All right, just taking a little bit of risks. Taking some risks. All right, I'll stop shooting on the troops. Cops, on the other hand, I know how we can solve the law enforcement problem in this country. Cops just need to start acting like firefighters, right? They hang out in their station all day, wait for us to call, boom, snap into action. Because I've never seen a fire truck hanging out on the side of the road, you know, hidden behind the bushes, just waiting for something to spontaneously combust. Red Lives Matter, never gonna be a thing. You wanna know why? Because I've never heard of a firefighter planting a little bit of fire on a burn victim. You know what I mean? Never heard of that before. Never heard of that. I think I just miss being a kid. I miss being a kid, carefree stuff. I think we give kids too much credit nowadays. Any parents here?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, all right. It's very, you know, like, usually they're tired. You're just like, yeah, I'm a parent. I'm a parent. I think we give kids too much credit, though. It all started with that Malala Yousafzai. Remember the Pakistani activist that the Taliban attacked? I guess she just forgot how to duck that day, you know? Come on, she has a Nobel Peace Prize. I'm pretty sure it's working out for her. And she's teaching a master class now. I took it, 2 lessons, bob and weave. Hey, don't get shot in the fucking head. It's good advice. It's good advice. Pretty good advice. And her friend Greta Thunberg, who at this point she's just a high school dropout, right? It's truancy where I come from, but when I was a kid, you know, you get to read stress-free books like Captain Underpants. That's a fun book. Look, a crowd favorite here is Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Remember that book? Yeah. People love that book. Although, admittedly, a little embarrassing, a little egg on my face, when I first read that title, I was like, now is that any way to talk about Anne Frank? Just because her lungs got a little case of the tuberculosis doesn't mean that she's a wimp. Oh, different diary. Oh, okay. My bad. I just get confused a lot, because do you know that we live in a world where there are still Holocaust deniers? That's insane. I don't understand how that's possible. Because especially when you consider, out of all of the concentration camp footage that we have all collectively seen, not one of them has ever ended with, and no Jews were harmed in the making of this film. You gotta, without that disclaimer, come on, you gotta assume a couple million, right? Maybe. Folks, I'm just trying to ask the big questions out here, like how far away do you think we are from high school reunion mass shootings? Huh? I don't know. June is right around the corner. Oh, I'm getting nervous. It's not good. It's not good. Let's take a collective breath. We're okay. We're safe. It's not going to happen here. Boy, the air really gets sucked out of the room with a joke like that, Who'd have thought? I'm just, I'm a pretty big thinker, and sometimes thinking can get you in trouble. There's probably a couple people drinking here, probably a couple alcoholics. You're familiar with the Serenity Prayer?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I can't change, with courage to change what I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. For the life of me, I don't understand why we call that the Serenity Prayer and not the Wisdom Prayer, right? Because if you have the serenity to accept this and the courage to change that, but you don't know the difference. Let's compare it to sex real quick, just for context. God grant me the serenity to accept the people who won't fuck me, the courage to fuck those who will. Dude, if I don't know that, someone's gonna get raped, Sorry, it might happen. I don't want it to. It's the wisdom prayer. You have to have the wisdom. Here's the last thought I have. Again, thinking will get you in trouble. A little too much trouble. I don't know how I feel about animal cruelty. I'm on the fence. Because I don't know, let's consider that reincarnation is a real thing, right? This idea that you come back to life over and over again, pretty much the opposite of YOLO, and that your karma dictates each succeeding life, right? So how do we know that horrifically abused animals aren't some of the world's worst criminals come back to life to serve their cosmic prison sentence? What if all of Michael Vick's pit bulls were some of the 9/11 hijackers? No! I don't want dogs getting hurt or anything, but I'm a patriot, you know what I mean? Through and through. Dude, if I find out that my pet hamster was a pedophile, dude, right into the microwave. You know what I mean? Baked potato set. All right, class is dismissed. Thanks a lot, everyone. We're having some fun. We're getting warmed up. I like it. You're kind of mad at me a little bit, but it's okay. We're on good terms now. This is the next comedian, a good friend of mine. He's part of a hilarious TikTok group, Dim Bloopers. Everyone give it up for Connor Daniels, everyone.